Hi everyone, today I'm talking about doctor frustration. Pretty much everyone with FND, if we hadn't experienced trauma already, we would experience it through encounters with medical professionals. I have another video which talks about your medical team, and in the ideal scenario you would have a good GP, a good neurologist, maybe a psychologist, physiotherapist, occupational therapist, speech pathologist, and all of those people would know about functional neurological disorder. They would be specialists, they would also be really decent human beings. They would be able to explain the condition to you and offer you treatment that works. Yeah, but unfortunately we live in the real world and things don't go so great. I've noticed in FND support groups, a lot of people have had negative experiences, whether it's poor diagnosis and explanation about the condition or really struggling to find any kind of suitable treatment. I'd say this is particularly true, and it's really hard for people in rural and regional areas, and also people who are parents of children that have been diagnosed with FND and they may not have had a correct or clear diagnosis in the first place. So what this whole video is about is encouraging you to dump your doctor. So if your neurologist has not actually explained to you what it is, dump your doctor. If you feel like your psychiatrist or your psychologist is just dismissing all your symptoms as in your head and you're making them up, dump your doctor. When I've reflected back on some of my earlier experiences, I was diagnosed with, I think it's all psychological, go and read this website. And that's all the explanation I received until recently I started seeing a new neurologist who is a specialist and actually understands the condition, and spent a really long time taking my full medical history, went through symptom by symptom and listened and was really kind, and then also had some great recommendations for treatment which will suit my particular situation. I've heard it explained like, imagine you're renovating your house and you've got painters, you've got tilers, you might have a designer who suggests different things you could try. And if someone is doing a dodgy job, well, you're the customer and you're paying. So if they do a dodgy job, you would fire them and you would search the internet and you would find someone else. I've had the experience of trying to find a new GP when I moved house, and it's really hard. The first GP that I tried didn't know what functional neurological disorder is, which is fine. And then I started explaining it and she said, oh, conversion disorder, oh yes. And then asked me what my trauma was. Yeah, really great. Doctor frustration. And thankfully my kind FND friends said, maybe you can find a new doctor. Probably worth trying a different one. It's just so hard. And yeah, there's just really nothing I can say except to acknowledge that your pain is valid and your experiences are unfortunately more common than you think, and I'm really sorry that that's happened to you as well. So if one of your doctors or in your team of doctors, they don't understand functional neurological disorder, or they're suggesting a treatment that you're not sure about and they haven't explained how it will help you, or if there's a medication that you're having some bad side effects, it's okay to try a different doctor. I found that especially with my symptoms being so bad and my brain fog, you're in such a vulnerable place as a patient, and you feel a power dynamic with your doctor that your doctor is right all the time and you need to listen to them and do whatever they tell you. And of course they have a lot of experience and they're meant to be good in their field, but they're not always going to know what's best for you. And if you have multiple diagnoses, you have some other conditions, it's really important to find your team of specialists which work for you. And especially for psychological therapy, that you can actually connect with the person who's doing your sessions, and you feel like you can be honest and that, yeah, they listen to you and that is helping you. So you want someone who understands FND, even if not all the specialists understand, but at least the neurologist needs to understand. And also, if you try treatment and it's not helping you, it's okay to dump that doctor and find a new one. So if you've been working with a particular doctor for some time and you feel like they're not a specialist, you're having some side effects, you haven't really improved, then it could be worth considering trying someone else. And if you're in a regional or rural area, or you're the parent or carer for a child, I would really suggest joining one of the Facebook groups if you haven't already, because there are lists of specialists in capital cities, and that would probably be the best to find FND aware pediatrician, or those team of like a child psychologist, or like neurologists that specialize in children, so that you can get the best treatment possible. If you've seen like someone like Dr. Stone or Dr. Len and they've said, look, unfortunately, this is probably the best we can achieve in your case, it's quite severe, then hey, they're like one of the world's top specialists, and it's about managing and living with this condition. So, doctor frustration, dump them.